Hey guys, before we get into the video, I want to let you know I'm doing commissions now. That's right, that means I'm doing drawings for you. If you guys want me to do a drawing for you, like you and Timmy Turner granting somebody a wish, or you and Danny Phantom fighting like 10 ghosts, or maybe drawing one of your characters, anything else, a Marvel character, any comic book character of any kind, anything you want me to draw, let me know, and just click the link down below in the description. That's right, doing drawings for you. Hello, Heart fans. I'm Butch Hartman. Welcome to Where Are They Now? The show that focuses on famous celebrities that have risen to stardom and then suddenly vanished and no one knows where they are now. Hence the name, Where Are They Now? Today, we'll be focusing on the tragic, then uplifting, then tragic again, then final happy ending of Chip Skylark. Stay tuned. You're about to find out, where are they now? Icky Vicky, Find Your Voice, and of course, the mega hit, My Shiny Teeth and Me. Charles Henry Icarus Phineas Skylark III was born in a small Midwestern town in Michigan known as Anchor Bay. They called him Chip around the house because Chip used to love to go out and ice skate. Ha! How he loved to ice skate on those shiny blades, on that really shiny, beautiful ice. Yet one day Chip fell down onto his face and actually chipped his tooth. He got his tooth fixed, but vowed from that day forward to only have the most protected, the most shiny teeth ever in the history of mankind. Once he was grown, Chip decided to leave his hometown of Michigan and fulfill his life's dream. That's right, that of being the guy who puts the wires on people's braces in a dentist office. That's exactly what he wanted to do. Weird dream to you, but everything to Chip. So Chip left home, went to college, and became the best darn wire putter honor of teeth braces guy there was out there. Chip landed his first job near Dimsdale at Dimmadome's Dentistry. That's right. Dimmadome's Dentistry was a dental chain around Dimsdale, and everybody in Dimsdale was getting good dental work, but it really wasn't up to the standards that Chip wanted them to have. So what happened was, Chip vowed to put everyone's teeth straight in that town. And that's where things might have ended for Chip Skylark. We never would have heard of him had it not been for one fateful day in the dentist office. What happened, you say? Well, one day Chip was just putting wires in someone's mouth like he wanted to do his whole life. He was living his dream, putting the wires in, and what he didn't realize was, after a while, he noticed his fingers were plucking along to the notes. What notes, you ask? The notes of the music being played over the dentist's loudspeaker. That's right. Chip was suddenly playing music on someone's wires in their mouth. And whose mouth were they? Well, they were the wires and the mouth of a music producer for Dimsdale Records. That's right. He looked down into the face of the Dimsdale record producer. And the record producer said, "My boy, you've got talent, musical talent." And Chip said, "Not me. I want to be the dental wire mouth straightener guy." And the guy in the chair said, "My boy, you're coming with me." So he took Chip out and gave him an audition for a musical career at Dimsdale Records. And the rest is history. That's where Chip got his start. So there was Chip going to Dimsdale Records. Suddenly he had a record contract. Suddenly he was doing musical gigs all over the place. From the opening of shopping malls and singing theme songs, to kids' birthday parties, to selling out stadiums in Dimsdale and all across the world. You all know the rest of the story. The big songs he had. Icky Vicky, Find Your Voice, and My Shiny Teeth and Me was #1 in the charts. Things were looking great for Chip Skylark. The sky was the limit until Skip Sparky Pants' song, Ants in the Pants, came out. It was a novelty record, not much to it, but you know what? It was just enough to knock Chip off the #1 spot down to #2. That's fine, you say. #2 spot's no big deal, but you know what? Chip couldn't get over it. He'd worked so hard, from being a dentist to working his way up through the musical industry. He couldn't handle the fact that a wannabe nobody would come along and knock him off the top of the charts. He went into severe sadness. He found himself working at the docks hauling fish. He found himself mowing lawns and hauling fish. He found himself working on dump trucks and hauling fish. He found himself hauling fish everywhere, just hauling fish. There was just fish all over the guy's life. And you know what? He was a guy who went from being a boy band teen sensation to a guy who smelled like fish. So there was Chip on the docks, smelling like fish, going home with fish in his apartment, fish in his car, just fish everywhere. He smelled like fish. And then something fishy happened. There was a guy under the fish pile who moved his way out and he said, "You know what? "You dropped this load of fish on me, but I'm an indie movie producer." And Chip said, "Well, I used to be somebody." And the guy said, "I know who you are. You're Chip Skylark. You put braces in my mouth when I was a kid." And Chip said, "I remember you." And he goes, "I remember you too, Chip. And you know what? I'm going to let you star in my next big indie movie." At first, Chip said, "I can't do that. I used to be on top. I don't want to go back. I don't want the disappointment. I like being here with the fish." And finally, the guy said, "You know what, Chip? I'm going to make you a star. I promise." So Chip agreed to do it. And this man, this producer, put Chip in a movie called The Crimson Chin. Chip starred in this movie because he needed the money and he was trying to make a comeback. But for some reason, the independently produced Crimson Chin, the movie, didn't go anywhere. Oh, sure, you can get it on VHS and you could probably find it on DVD somewhere. I don't think Chip would want you to see it. So that one disappointment didn't get Chip down. He finally wanted to get back into entertainment, no matter what seemed to be standing in his way. And all the time, he's watching Skip Sparky Pants' star rise. And it was still that one song, Ants in the Pants. It was Ants in the Pants, the Spanish version, the German version, the home game version. Skip never wrote another song, but for some reason that novelty song just kept going and going and going, and Chip had to watch it. In fact, even in the Crimson Chin independent movie, they made Ants in the Pants the theme song of the movie. It broke Chip's heart. But he soldiered on. He began starring in other independent movies. He first starred in the Bucky McBadbat story, but he wore a bag over his head the whole time to really duplicate the feeling of Bucky McBadbat. He auditioned for and almost got the lead role in Crash Nebula, the movie, another independently produced film. However, he didn't get the lead role of Crash, but he did get Alien Guy number 3 in the back. That was Chip, way in the back. But you know what? Chip just kept going, starring in independent movie after independent movie. And you know what else he would do? He would still go out and sing every night. He'd go down to the local restaurant where there was a piano, and he'd sit and he would sing songs. And he kept saying, "I can't play piano. How's this happening?" But he'd play piano, and suddenly he realized he had another talent, playing piano. And he began to get people from miles around to come and hear him sing. And before you know it, Chip had an amazing lounge act where he would be singing and doing classic songs from the past. People started wanting to hear more of Chip Skylark. And you know what? His legend began to grow again. Chip began to find out who he was. He became a performer again. Once more, he was on stage, pleasing people, showing off his shiny teeth. He did different versions of all of his songs, My Shiny Teeth and Me, Icky Vicky, the lounge versions. They were huge smash hits, and Chip rode the nostalgia wave into a brand new form of stardom. Chip found himself back on top again, and you know what? Skip Sparky Pants had run out of gas. No more would people buy versions of Ants in the Pants. That song was over. It was passé. He'd done as many languages as he could. And Skip didn't have another song inside of him. But you know what? Chip gave him a job. So now, if you look out there, somewhere in the distance, and if the wind is just right, you can hear Chip Skylark and Skip Sparky Pants on a stage somewhere in a lounge singing their classic hits over piano, using mouth wire from braces as guitars, and pleasing people of all ages with many different versions of Ants in the Pants and lounge versions of Chip songs. And you know what? Chip Skylark is happy now because he found his voice. This has been Where Are They Now? The Chip Skylark version. Thanks for watching. Oh, hey everybody, thanks so much for tuning into my channel. My name is Butch Hartman. I'm so glad you're here. You know, a lot of people have how to draw videos on YouTube. You learn how to draw ducks, cats, plants, cars, superheroes, all kinds of things. But no one teaches you how to draw Butch Hartman characters because they're not Butch Hartman. So today, I'm going to teach you guys how to draw one of my most famous characters, Chip Skylark. Hey guys, this is Butch Hartman. Welcome to my world. Okay, one of the most important things to remember while you're drawing any character is to slow down. Just relax, calm down, there's no rush. The drawing comes out in your own sweet time. So you take your time until you're positive you've got things the way you want them to be. Number 2, when drawing anything, always remember it starts with a basic shape. Circle, square, triangle, rectangle. All of these basic shapes can be found in any drawing on the planet. Yes, there might be millions of rectangles, millions of triangles, or only one circle or whatever, but the shapes are the most basic fundamental building blocks of any drawing. Another thing to remember when you're drawing anything is to put a lot of life into it. Put a lot of yourself into it. Don't be timid. Don't draw someone just standing there. Don't draw an animal just laying down. Although those can be really nice drawings too. But put a lot of life, a lot of spice into your drawings. Make them exciting for people to look at. That is what's going to make you a true artist, is by just putting a lot of life in yourself into your art. Okay, when you're drawing Chip Skylark, remember he's a fun guy. He's never just standing still. He's always in a dance move or a dance pose, and he's having a great time. He's having a blast. So when you draw Chip, remember to have him with his hands up or his feet out, or like he's just finishing a dance or just ready to start a dance. He's a man of action, and he loves to get down and get funky. Remember this too about Chip, he's always in a good mood, he's always smiling. There are some times when he gets down and out, but dancing, singing always makes him come back to life. So keep him smiling, keep him happy, at least for the first few drawings, and see how you do. Okay, when I draw Chip, I'm going to use a pencil because a lot of people like to draw in pencil. I try to draw in pen most of the time, but for beginners I'll start off with a pencil because it's easier. So when drawing Chip, you want to start off with his head. His head is very basic shape. Like this, just draw kind of a backwards letter C, and then you can connect it in the back like that with a straight line. And I'm going to draw Chip in kind of a pose right now, kind of a dance pose. Now you don't normally see this line on his face, but we'll just do a center line to kind of center his face. His nose will come off of his line like that. This will be his nose. And then we'll draw his upper lip, and then we'll bring his lip all the way back like this. So there's his mouth. And then I'm gonna have his eyes closed because he's all into the dance he's doing. So his eyes are just upside down letter U's, letter U. And all my Fairly OddParents characters have a really big mouth. So let's just keep the big mouth open there. And you go down like this. You go over here to make his teeth bar straight. He's got 4 teeth. So you would do 3 lines. 1, 2, 3 lines gives you 1, 2, 3, 4 teeth. And then you kind of give him the other side of his mouth and his tongue. See it coming together there a little bit? Now Chip's also got a hat, so let's tell you what, let's do his hair first. Kind of go up above his head and do his hair like that. It kind of comes the opposite direction. His head goes this way, his hair goes that way. Come back down like that. Then come way out in front. Now you got his hair, and then you can do his eyebrows, which are basic rectangles like I showed you before, the shapes we were looking at. You notice all the characters in Fairly OddParents have very big eyebrows because I just like that kind of style. You bring the back of his hair down, and then you make his ear. His ear is another letter C, or backwards letter C, depending on which direction you're facing. And all the Fairly OddParents characters have a little number 6 in their ear. So I think you can see his hair. Now he's got one really cool thing. He's got a beanie on his head. Chip's got a beanie, so it kind of goes right with the line of his hair. It goes right around like this, and it comes back around. It connects right there like that. See how all these lines kind of intersect? Because there's a lot of free-flowing lines in this character. And now let's make Chip's body. There's his neck. Now his body is just kind of one big shape like that. See his body coming together? Then I put his pants line there, and he's got kind of a zippered jacket. So there's the part of his shirt you can see underneath, and he's got a zipper here. And now his feet, he's got to be kind of in a dance pose. So I'm going to kind of bend his leg and then make his other leg bent as well. And now you see his feet are bent. And then his shoes kind of come off the back of his feet like that. And he's got these big old tennis shoes that he wears that were popular in the 90s, 2000s, and even right now. Don't forget to put the treads on the bottom of his shoes too. Big old treads. See, all this is very simple. It's very simple lines, nothing too fancy. And then you can bring his arm is just a straight line, and it comes down in a curve like this. And then his fingers, he's got 4 fingers. So he's got his thumb, he's got his one finger kind of pointing down, and he's just got 2 more fingers like that. So there's his one hand. We'll give him a fingernail here, and a fingernail there. And now his other hand is straight up. We see he's getting into his dancing. Fairly OddParents characters only have 4 fingers. Don't ask me why, I think it looks better. Wait, we're missing one very important thing. His little beard, right there. There you go, there's Chip Skylark. Now I know I made it look easy because I've done this character a lot, but if you practice and keep at it and just use simple shapes, basic lines, and just really be confident, don't be afraid, you could draw Chip Skylark and any other character too.
My shiny teeth that twinkle just like the stars in space. My shiny teeth that sparkle adding beauty to my face.
Aloha! I've got a ukulele and I'm not afraid to use it. When I'm feeling lonely, sad as I can be. Okay, it's not perfect, but I'm getting there. It's like a tiny guitar. I feel like a giant. I feel like a giant with my tiny guitar. I will destroy. All right, anyway, writing music for cartoons. Why do we do this? Why do we write music for I mean, think about it. Have you guys ever seen a cartoon without music? Okay, think about this. Here's a little clip of a cartoon with music. So check this out. Now here's the same clip without music. Check this out. Kind of boring, right? Makes a whole big difference without the music. Music in cartoons is very, very important. I knew this as a kid growing up. When I was a kid, I'd always love a great theme song for a cartoon. One of my favorite theme songs ever was the Flintstones. Flintstones, meet the Flintstones, they're the modern strange family. It's a great theme song, super memorable. I'm still singing it. I watched it as a kid in the 70s with reruns growing up. It was a blast, and a good theme song can really, really get you excited about a show. That's why I work so hard on my theme songs. You know, Fairly OddParents, Danny Phantom, TUFF Puppy, Bunsen is a Beast. We'll get into those later. But right now, I want to talk about songs in cartoons that really aren't the theme song. Because in Fairly OddParents, I really wanted to make sure that the show was not only full of comedy and full of great characters, but full of great music. And I think you guys can see that evidence in a bunch of the songs that we did in Fairly OddParents. We did a bunch of songs that weren't the theme song. They were inside of the show, and I had some amazing assistance from my friend Guy Moon, who was the composer of many songs in the Fairly Odd. He did the music for all the episodes of the Fairly OddParents. Number one, every time you watch a Fairly OddParents episode and hear the music in the show, that is Guy Moon's amazing talent coming through. It's interesting. I'm such a freak by nature that I would have cartoon music in my head. So basically, Guy would bring in a recording device, and we'd sit and watch the footage from the cartoon without the music, and I would go like this: bum 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 bum, and I would just basically do the score with my voice as he taped me. Sometimes he would videotape me too. Then he would go back and basically score the show to how I sang the music. We did this for every episode of Fairly OddParents, Danny Phantom, TUFF Puppy, and Bunsen. We did them for everything, and that's how we scored all the shows. It was season 2 of Fairly OddParents, and we really wanted to start expanding the cast of characters in Fairly OddParents because we had already had Timmy, Cosmo, Wanda, Vicky. We had introduced Timmy's parents. We'd introduced Chester and AJ, and we were beginning to expand the series. It was really, really fun. So there were a lot of cool boy bands out at the time around the late 90s, early 2000s. There was Boyz II Men, the Backstreet Boys, there was NSYNC, there were the Jonas Brothers. There were all kinds of these like boy band guys out there, and we really wanted to capitalize on that trend. So we're thinking, hey, let's go ride the boy band wave, right? Wait, hold on, wave. That reminds me of Hawaii. Okay, never mind. Putting that down. So we're riding the boy band wave. We're like, hey, we got to put a boy band character in Fairly OddParents. Who can the boy band character be? Now, obviously, we don't want to take an existing boy band person because we have to get rights to their name and their likeness. We just want to make up our own character. I would love making up original characters. So I came up with the name Chip Skylark in a meeting. I thought it was just really funny. It just kind of hit me. I thought Chip was a great name. I thought Skylark. There used to be a band in the 70s called Skylark. I thought it was a really cool name. So Chip Skylark. Everyone in the meeting starts laughing. That's our boy band character's name. So that's cool. My Shiny Teeth and Me. Where did that song first come from? Obviously, we did an episode of Fairly OddParents called Shiny Teeth. Premiered back in, I think, 2002. Really cool episode where Chip Skylark loses all of his teeth because I think Dr. Bender steals all of them out of his mouth. But where did the idea come from? Where did we initially get this idea? Here's how ideas can blossom out of almost nothing. We did an episode before Shiny Teeth. It premiered in August of 2001. It was an episode of Fairly OddParents called Boys in the Band, and it was where we first introduced Chip Skylark. It's the first scene of the episode, Boys in the Band. Timmy wakes up in his bed, and he hears the announcer on the radio say, hey, here's Chip Skylark singing his new hit, My Shiny Teeth and Me. And we thought that was really funny, and we wrote the rest of the episode. And that episode, Boys in the Band, is one of my all-time favorite episodes of Fairly OddParents. It introduces Chip. It really explores Vicky's character more and shows what a lunatic she is. And we have the song Icky Vicky at the end. It is so cool. Love it. Again, we're thinking, here's our version of a boy band character. We should get a boy band guy to do the voice of Chip Skylark. So we're thinking, who could we get? Well, we actually put a call out to one of the original members of NSYNC, and his name is Chris Kirkpatrick. Great guy, awesome singer, awesome dude all the way around. He agreed to do the voice. So he came in to do the voice in July of 2001 and just killed it, just crushed it. It was so much fun. And we were talking to him. He says, yeah, the new NSYNC album's coming out July 24th. And so we said, hey, you want to just say that in the dialogue? So he goes,
thanks, little dude. The album comes out on July 24th.
I wish we were at the concert!
It sounds like an episode of SpongeBob. What could this episode be about? So the weird thing is, we're thinking, you remember that song title at the beginning of Boys in the Band, My Shiny Teeth and Me? We really should make that into an actual song. We're thinking, that's pretty funny. My co-writer at the time, Steve Marmel, and I were thinking, how do we do this? And so we actually sat down and wrote the song My Shiny Teeth and Me. Didn't really have a tune in our head, just wrote these lyrics and sent it to Guy Moon, and Guy Moon actually came up with the awesome tune that goes along with Shiny Teeth. You know, the opening little beep 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 beep. That was all Guy Moon, the tune. Moon, tune, it rhymes. There's a song there. It still sounds like SpongeBob. Okay, we come up with this cool song, My Shiny Teeth and Me. We write the lyrics, and it turned out to be one of the coolest songs that I've ever written. It actually has gotten the most response from all the fans out there, and it's become one of the most iconic songs ever associated with me, or with Fairly OddParents as well. It's just an awesome song. So guys, that's the story of My Shiny Teeth and Me. And I confess, I had no idea it would become as huge as it did. I confess I loved the song My Shiny Teeth and Me. And I confess also that getting that song idea, it just came from one line of dialogue in another episode. I had no idea that would eventually become one of the biggest songs in Fairly OddParents history. And listen, sometimes songs can come from anywhere. What are some of your favorite songs that are out there, and where do those songs originate from? Leave a comment down in the comment section below. Also, if you guys want to hear any more stories like this about how I came up with some ideas for the Fairly OddParents and for some of the songs, just let me know, and we will see what we can do to make those videos happen for you. Okay guys, don't forget to leave a comment down in the comment section below. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, art and the ukulele gives you power. Use it wisely. Hey Heart fans, subscribe here to keep up with me, Danny, Timmy, Dudley, Bunsen, and the NOOG Network, my new app full of cartoons, shows, and games. Download it here. Click over here to watch my most recent video, and here to start a playlist related to this video. Whoa, check out that awesome fan art. To be featured here, use hashtag HeartFanArt and tag me. I'm on every social media platform known to man. Cartoon Butch out. Pencil drop.